Alrighty, so welcome back to the Horizon Zero Dawn Permanent Death playthrough. We are T-minus days away now at this point from the release of Forbidden West for PC, so we've really got to get our butts in gear about this. I'm very tired today, though. I'm feeling very sleepy, cranky, irritable. So we'll see how far we make it. We may only do Maker's End. And what's very funny about this is that, now granted, it was very, very late by the time we wrapped up on Sunday. So like this is about an hour's worth of to do here. But I always get the Maker's End quest and the Grave Horde quest like confused, and I mishmash them together. So I knew we had to deal with the Deathbringer before we enter here. But then I was like, oh god, I don't want to do this whole quest because like I'm going to have to do another Deathbringer fight at the end and I'm just tired and I don't want to do it. I don't want to mess it up. Yeah, that's at the Grave Horde. That's not here. They wouldn't make you deal with 2 Deathbringers in one go. That'd be rude.
Dr. Elisabet, you are 355,510 days overdue for your meeting with Mr. Faro. Please proceed to the 35th floor.
Wait. 350,000. That's hundreds of years ago. What's going on?
This quest is so awesome. You get to start piecing everything together. This is a very fun quest. And now there's no enemy fights. It's all just reading and exploring, which is pretty fun. All right, so we're going to explore every inch of this because we want to get all the data points. And here we go. We start finding out the gruesome truth.
The protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, quantum encryption, black quartz stuff, way beyond military grade. That's what you demanded. So that's what we delivered.
You don't code something you can't crack. All we need is a backdoor. Upload the latest service pack update and the problem goes away.
You specifically forbade us from leaving anything resembling a backdoor in code. Every protocol to Black Quartz standard. Your words. Look, if you need me to fudge some projections, it's nothing we haven't done before.
I don't need fudged projections. I need a way to reassert control over the Heart's Timor swarm.
I don't know what to tell you, Ted. You're asking the impossible.
So, codes. They needed codes of some kind to control the machines. But they got out of control. Sounds bad.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad, Aloy. It was bad. Alright. Let's try to remember to clear everything out as well. All of the things. Whoops. Let's take our time through here. There is no rush. Well, I mean, like, there's an overall rush, but, like, you know, there's no rush. Okay, and the one thing that we want to be, like, absolutely sure of is that we are, like, exploring everything. It's got this funky lab where everything's on holograms. How cool would that be? So everything to be holograms. All right, here we go.
Or a statue of one, anyway. A machine built to kill. And they honored it?
Welcome to Faro Automated Solutions, where all the problems of tomorrow are being solved today. With over 25,000 human employees based in nations and corporate holdings across the globe, Faro leads the world in every sector of self-sustaining, fully automated technology. From revolutionary consumer products close to home, like the Faro Focus, to the dynamic chariot line of peacekeeping robots halting bloodshed in conflict zones across the globe, Faro remains committed to making the future smarter, brighter, safer, and always surprising. Faro Automated Solutions. For every problem of life, a smart solution.
Well, they're definitely...
So they made the Focus. 25,000 people? That's bigger than a tribe. So they made machines and devices. I guess those things were common in their world.
They definitely kept things surprising, that's for sure.
Welcome to Faro Auto...
Oh, no, come on now.
Welcome to Faro Automated Solutions, where all the problems of tomorrow
It's interesting that they, like,
are being solved
the
today.
Deathbringer
With over 25,000
is, you know, what you see when you first come in is the Deathbringer. Just goes to show you where their priorities really lie. Alright, reception log. So this was on July 7th, 2064. So we are right near the end of times here. Field Commandant dying of the Indo-Malay Agricultural Combine arrived with his delegation. Refreshments to be served before their 10:15 a.m. sales presentation on the Chariot line. Per instructions, food will be vegetarian only. Sandra Agnew, Vice President of Territorial Integrity from Fresh Grounds Coffee Global, arrived with his entourage. Refreshments to be served before their 10:30 a.m. sales presentation on the Chariot line. Per instructions, we'll use Fresh Grounds Tacoma blend. No artificial creamers. And then, 5 minutes later, so that happened, called security and janitorial to clean up the coffee that was spilled. Actually, more like thrown. I wasn't aware that the Indo-Malay Combine grows coffee beans, and that Fresh Grounds acquisition team has tried to take their fields by force, repeatedly. I think Commandant Dying had Agnew by the hair for a second there. Who schedules these things? I'm going to drop a line to sales. This can't happen again. One thing, as experience from being a receptionist, the one thing that really sucks about being a receptionist is that just all the shit that happens in an office, all the bad stuff, all gets dumped on you. It's always your fault.
What was this place? What were they doing here?
It was a corporation. A group of people not unlike a tribe. And they made machines.
Yeah, go on.
I've uploaded some data files to your Focus. They'll help you understand.
Okay, so let's read these really quick. Elisabet Sobek, born March 11th, 2020. She's gonna be 4 years old this year. It's an American scientist, roboticist, and engineer widely regarded as one of the greatest minds of the 21st century. Born and raised outside Carson City, Nevada, she enrolled at Stanford University at the age 13, earning some BS in experimental physics. A Bachelor of Science in Experimental Physics and Computer Science at age 16. Completed her PhD in Robotics and Artificial Intelligence Design at Carnegie Mellon University in 2040. Joined Faro Automated Solutions as a junior scientist the same year, rising quickly to chief scientist at the age of 22. She's 100% a prodigy. Over the next 8 years, her green robot designs played a vital role in realizing the environmental cleanup and detoxification efforts of the clawback decade, propelling FAST to the forefront of its field. In 2048, she suddenly resigned from FAST, protesting the company's pivot to automated military technologies. In 2049, she founded Miriam Technologies, a firm devoted to life-positive robotics and other technologies. Miriam has since become one of the world's largest suppliers of green robots, winning numerous awards and accolades, including the 2053 Nobel Prize for Physics and the 2056 Rachel Carson Award for Environmental Progress. Oh God, the devil, Ted Faro, born Christmas Eve. He was even supposed to be a quote-unquote gift. He brought the gift of death. American entrepreneur and business magnate. He is the founder of Faro Automated Solutions, largest corporation of all time, the world's wealthiest individual, and the first ever trillionaire. Born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah, he enrolled at the University of California, Los Angeles, where he studied business for 2 years before dropping out in 2033 to start FAS. Though it struggled at first, the company broke through at the end of the troubled 2030s with its popular line of personal servitors and bodyguard bots, then exploded when its famous line of green robots led the race to solve the climate crisis during the 2040s, clawback. At the end of that decade, FAS opened a military defense branch, dominating the world market for automated military platforms by 2053. The success of FAS has made Mr. Faro the world's best-known businessman, one of its most sought-after speakers, and a major voice in politics, culture, and international affairs. He's also a giant douche. What is nerve-wracking about that is, like, we are now entering an age of AI and advanced robotics, and at the same time, with social media being what it is, with mainstream media lying the way that it is right now regarding a certain war that's happening overseas, people aren't willing to be drafted and to fight for countries. Like, they'll, like, you know, there's trends on social media where it's supposed to be funny, where they're like, oh, Gen Z in the military, and they're all just like, oh, get ready with me as we go and, you know, storm the freaking Bay of Normandy, essentially. So yeah, there is increased reluctance to go into the military, at least here in North America. The draft, like, the participation numbers are dropping. So, you know, the UK even said, like, get ready, because y'all might get drafted here. But most people would take the jail time and the fine, because, like, what are you going to do? Like, you know, it's just, you can't force someone to fight. With that being said, with AI and advanced robotics, I think we are closer and closer and closer to automated warfare, and that is terrifying. Like, we're already there with, like, drones and stuff, but at this point, there's still people that need to be involved. Whereas we are now in this dystopian future where you don't need people involved at all, except to make the robots. Anyways, that's my doomsday for today. Faro Automated Solutions is an American multinational corporate entity that produces robots for all walks of life, though its core business consists of military and defense contracts. As of 2063, FAS is ranked number 1 among the Fortune 5. The Fortune 5? It's not even 500 anymore, the Fortune 5. By gross revenue and profit for 10 years in a row, a world record. Founded in 2033 by douchebag Faro, an entrepreneur from Salt Lake City, Utah, the company developed several promising robot prototypes in its early years, but failed to break into markets dominated by then industry giants like General Synthetics and RecCorp. This changed in 2038 with the debut of the Alfred line of levitating personal servitors, which granted exceptional sales, lifting the company onto the Fortune 50 for the first time. Profits tripled in the 2040s as the company's environmental efforts, led by famed engineer Elisabet catapulted FAS to the head of that sector. In 2049, in the wake of successful green and climate cleanup efforts around the globe, worldwide approval ratings of FAS exceeded 90%, and founder Ted Faro was hailed across media and social networks as the man who saved the world. Yet it was the emergence of FAS as a military contractor in the late 2040s that cemented its status as the world's wealthiest corporation with a record market capitalization of over $23 trillion. By 2055, FAS controlled 61% of the market share for automated military platforms, holding contracts with 353 nations, transgovernmental organizations and corporate entities. Today, its holdings exceed the second largest corporation, FB Mobile Global, by 321%. So what totally gets me too is he was basically just supplying both sides with weapons. Okay, the Webster's dictionary thing of a corporation, which who cares? All right, so there we go. Are we all caught up? Ted Faro was supposed to be the man who saved the world. I don't think he did. All right. Got another audio file here.
Now, I know this must seem like a bizarre change in direction. I mean, we're Faro Automated Solutions, right? #1 robotics firm in the world. Why would we clear our production slate to fabricate human-operated vehicles and weapon systems, the relics of the past? All I can say at this juncture is... trust me. We will be exploiting a massive, growth opportunity by retooling and reallocating capacity according to my plan. So I will need revised projections of mass fabrication velocity across every pipeline within 36 hours.
So they were making machines, then they stopped to make other kinds of weapons? Why?
Why indeed, Aloy? Why?
Smell to it. Not even old death. Nothing natural.
It's interesting though that there's like fabric that survived on this couch. I guess because it's frozen in here, but like still, that's impressive. Okay.
Another cave-in. But I could get through.
Complaint from J. Friedkin to reception. See, they don't even give the receptionist a name. Maybe there's multiple people that work in reception and they're just going to the reception department, but why would they need more than one person? Hey, reception, if that is your real name, want to know who scheduled the Indo-Malay right next to Fresh Grounds? That would be me, Senior VP of Sales. Want to know why? After that little hair-pulling incident, both sides increased their bids by 40%. I'll explain. Because your receptionist-level brain probably requires it. This is exactly how I used to get talked to as a receptionist. Those two sides are fighting. And what do we sell? That's right, combat machines. We want them to hate each other. So they will try to fight each other with what? That's right again, combat machines, which they will pay us a lot of money for. So I suggest you go back to serving coffee with a blank smile and let me do my much more complicated job. Whoop. Burp. Oh, God. Almost fell back down on the Deathbringer. How rude. Alright, so nowhere else to go, but...
Looks like I can climb here.
Then let's do it. Whip! Okay.
Made it.
Okay, we're not gonna go there yet because we gotta go and see these rooms. Meeting room. Here's where it starts to get really crazy. High priority alert. All non-essential systems have entered hibernation. Due to the increasing frequency of violent protests targeting the campus, the security of FOSS employees can no longer be guaranteed. Isn't that terrifying? Therefore, we have taken the difficult decision to shutter this facility indefinitely. Staff will be briefed on a block-by-block basis regarding proper procedure for archiving and or disposal of project-related data and materials. High Sec and a crisis team will then conduct exit review before all areas are locked down. Whew. Priority messaging to all staff in E and F blocks. Treat the current lockdown situations as an exercise, but do not attempt to release the hatches or otherwise exit the buildings. A reminder that while high-sec personnel remain committed to employee safety during the current unfortunate events, personal firearms must be relinquished when presenting for Identiscan. Additional public access roads en route to the campus have now been closed to relieve waiting time at the outer security cordons. HighSec reminds all staff that the campus remains off limits to the public. Following recent campus security issues, all staff are reminded that presenting for Identiscan and displaying your security badge prominently at all times for image analytics are both mandatory. And in light of recent acts of terrorism directed at the rapid transit system, HighSec now offers a Big Brother initiative to accompany staff traveling from off-site. Sign-up is required and strongly encouraged. So that's pretty scary.
People were angry at Faro, at the corporation. They blamed this place for something. Something bad.
The spiritual sign. This is when I would start to get really nervous. Paula, recent events have sharpened my perspectives. This is from Ted Faro to Paula Vasara. And I think that I, and FAST in general, have been neglecting the spiritual side of things. Like, that is freaking scary. Not under any specific religious framework, of course, but in a more general sense. As in not giving enough thought to our shared values, hopes, and aspirations for the afterlife. So let that sink in for a second. I'd like you to reach out to religious leaders of every stripe with the intention of scheduling a conference soon. Very soon. I'll have more thoughts about the agenda later, but for now, let's put out some feelers and see if we can lock something in. Make it a big tent. No kooks, but anyone with a credible audience. Let's go deluxe. Make it clear that we'll spare no expense. So it's not even like, oh, we have to take a look at our values and our this and our that. It's like, oh, we want to start talking about the afterlife now. I mean, I guess. Just get rid of some stuff so we can get those last 3 Ridgewoods. Gimme, gimme. There we go. Alright. Okay, where's that big room? Here we go. Oh, jeebus.
The ACA-3 Scarab combines conventional and information warfare.
Ooh. We gotta get these in the shots. I love getting pictures of these because, again, they're so terrifying.
Capabilities in one package, designed for high-speed, all-terrain reconnaissance. It boasts the world's highest survivability rating of any Scout-class autonomous agent. Maybe it's the Scarab's emergency biomass conversion systems that ensure it always makes it back to base. even if fuel supply lines have been interdicted. Or maybe it's the Scarab's ability to slave enemy robots to its own network. Now that's force multiplication. Add a prehensile manipulator arm that can handle a host of functions. From 360-degree less lethal riot management to surgical repairs of Allied chariot line models. And you've got the workhorse of any cutting-edge peacekeeping fleet.
The Corruptor. Slave enemy robots to its own network. It sounds like it's talking about how it corrupts machines.
And I love that warfare is considered peacekeeping. Like, what an oxymoron.
The BOR-7 Horus. Imagine your complete engagement ecosystem comprehensively managed by a high-speed learning machine network. Whether your need is to replace battlefield losses or intensify force projection, the Horus's onboard manufacturing capability...
Okay, good. A nice safe floor. I know, right? No, exactly. I was just talking to Gerb how I'm a little sleepy today. I'm off my game. I'm a little cranky pants tonight. So I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to, I don't want to, come on, screen capture, please. I don't want to get into any crazy fights.
For the next arms delivered. Simply redefine your force parameters, and the Horus will fabricate additional units to fill the ranks for an affordable per-unit licensing fee. Meanwhile, the biomass conversion systems of other chariot line models allow them to keep the Horus fueled, repaired, and ready, extending its operational tolerances beyond that of any competing Titan-class platform. That's the Horus advantage. Always regulating, always ready. The future of automated warfare made real today.
The Metal Devil. So these were Faro machines too. Manufacturing capabilities. They could make more of themselves. Then how would you ever stop them?
Exactly, Aloy, exactly. How are you, Gerb? How's your day going? How's your evening going?
The FSP-5 Compash provides a one-size-fits-all solution to main battle force capability. Metamaterial construction delivers unmatched recoil dampening, allowing you to field any weapon package that conforms to your budget needs and conflict resolution profile. Patented biomass conversion systems allow extended emergency operations with minimal environmental impact. Multilinear target processing provides simultaneous real-time threat analysis and legal review for autonomous domestic operations. Or control can be slaved to the swarm's neural network for weapons-free force application. Either way, when it's time to call out the big guns, it's time to call Khopesh.
The Deathbringer. So this was the heavy hitter. Main battle force indeed.
All right. So we're all caught up on the machines. Terrifying, obviously.
Looks like the way up. What's left of it.
Well, don't worry. I'm pretty sure the most we're going to do is just get to the end of Maker's End, and that's going to do it for me for tonight. I'm torn between, like, I've got to fight through some of it only because, you know, March 21st is coming fast. But at the same time, we can't die. Oh god, if we die now, it's game over. It's like, literally, it's game overs. So we gotta be on our game.
Frozen metal most of the way. Not making this easy, Dr. Sobek.
Okay, here we go. This is the fun part, though. This is the climb.
If plants can find a way to hang on up here, guess I can too.
Oh. Oh, hold on. Now I can keep going, but what if I go over here? Oh, I think this takes us up there. I'm pretty sure this takes us up there. part of this climb that had me so confused. I got it is confusing just because like there's no determining like objects, you know what I mean? There's no things where you're just like, oh yeah, this is where I've got to be, you know what I mean? Inside does get very confusing because it's all the same color, same light.
Against robots and human personnel of the
It's all in the shadows.
Combine. Now I wish that I could relate that the crisis has been exaggerated, but it's not. The Peacekeepers have not responded to stand-down codes, and by all signs, they appear to be replicating at a precipitous rate. Now, what I can promise, can absolutely assure you, is that I am already devoting every possible resource towards reaching a speedy conclusion to this issue. So when you hear the bad talk about us against this company in the days, maybe weeks to come, just bear in mind that we will get past this. And a day's coming when none of this will matter.
Peacekeepers. That's what they called their machines. They were built for war, not peace.
You tell him, Aloy. You tell him, girl. Oh. It's so pretty up here. Okay, I'm actually like very curious now. Where did that area take us to? I'm always like, I don't want to miss anything. So hang on here. Oh, can we even go back? I'm sure we can. Let's see. Oh god, we don't want to die. Don't want to die! There we go.
Cold. Can't let myself stiffen up.
That's right, so we gotta keep going, Aloy. Alright, let's go up this way. Gerp, I see that Forbidden West is on your Steam wish list. Okay, yes, it just takes you up here, and I don't think there's anything here to see or do or gather. So I guess it's just a way to whee! Not have to make that one jump. Okay then. Mystery solved. Oh man. We's getting high up. Hang on. What am I missing here? Where's the one that I wanted? Yeah, this one. Ta-da! Look at the remnants of this dilapidated campus. So I've also decided, I have officially decided how we're going to play through Forbidden West on PC. I would just be stupid to try to even attempt a permanent death playthrough on a hard difficulty setting. So, at least for the first go round, if it's available, we're going to do friggin' ultra hard right out the gate. Now, I'm going to allow myself to die because obviously death is going to constantly be happening. So I think I might have like a death counter, but it'll be an absolute 100%. We're going to explore everything, collect all the data points. We're going to upgrade all the weapons. We're going to do all the things. And hopefully it gets Horizon out of my system just long enough so that I can play something else for a bit.
I'd have to leave something else behind.
Oh, but what is that though? No, we want that stuff. Can we craft a thing? No. Okay. Oh, we can craft that thing. Oh, and these things. Oh, I have no wire left. Oh, shoot. Well, that's okay. That's not the end of the world. We're not fighting any machines today. Oh, okay. Where is the data point? Because initially I was like, oh, I'm going to get all the data points here. But like, I definitely will not have time for all those data points. Hiya! Whew! All hands on deck! From Gordon Nakata to Gina Zierman. Ever hear of the Melville Island Fruit Association? Neither had I until they filed a suit against us this morning. Apparently there's a little island paradise off the coast of Australia, population of 2,700, all of whom hate us. Now that a Stray Hearts Timor unit is chowing down on their largest mango orchard. That brings the official count of Hearts Timor related lawsuits to 127, most of them from private companies, but also a bunch from individuals, nation states, and NGOs. That's not even counting the mother of all liability claims from Hearts itself. Call every external firm we've ever used, then call our competitors. We're going to need every corporate defense lawyer we can find who's still half sober and on the bar. Ooh. Alright, we gotta make this jump. Here we go. Woo! Look how high up we are. Oh, and goodness. Oh, it just feels cold. I don't even know why that little bar is there. Because you drop down there, you die. Or at least get very hurt. I know, it's true. It's so true. And then all I want to do now is I just want to speculate on the next game. I just want to talk about it constantly. I always want to talk about like, oh, who's going to be in it? Like, what are the character developments you think we're going to see? Is romance going to be an option? If so, who are we going to do that with? Is Aloy going to die in the end? Or is Beta going to have to sacrifice herself because of that freaking Banuk shaman's prophecy that she's going to have to die? Because I've heard conflicting stories from Gorilla, essentially saying that Aloy's story will not end after the trilogy is done.
Not too much already.
But then I've heard stories that it will end. So maybe Gorilla doesn't even know, and that's okay. I just want to play the next game so bad. Oh god, this is the gross one. Another problem to add to our big steaming pile. Apparently a fisherman in the Banda Sea captured video of a Hearts Timor Horus unit refueling via biomatter conversion along the shoreline of Pulau Watar. That is like a run-on sentence if I've ever seen one. On a pod of endangered dolphins, no less. Quite possibly the last of their kind. Not to get graphic, but it looks like what happens inside a blender, as if the robot was whipping up a big, pink swirling milkshake of dolphin chum. Our suppression team has scrubbed it from 43 networks, but it's still propagating, so it's only a matter of time before it goes viral. Prepared statement feels grossly insufficient. Any suggestions? This one's a real stinker. This one's a real chum bucket, you know what I'm saying? Oh. That was just the crying room where you just come in here and cry.
A way up. All it takes is a few good handholds.
Here we go. Hoya!
Alright, made it. Wonder what we'll find.
Okay, but before we do that, we gotta go up here. Wait. Huh. Whew.
Good. Another power cell. If I find more, I should be able to get to that ancient armor I found.
Oil. But, like, still. We're gonna fact check it as soon as we do this. And then that will be the end. Oof. And, oof. Could you imagine just, like, going into your freaking office every morning and just getting to, like, enjoy the Rocky Mountains?
I'd have to ditch something.
Okay, let's just freaking ditch some stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's ditch that. Is that enough? No. Okay, this is fine. It's just resources. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Okay. All right, here we go. Here's where we start piecing the puzzle together.
All data has been erased from this device. Do you wish to deploy our privileges to recover purged data?
Oh yes, I believe I do.
A file has been recovered.
Elisabet, good to, it's been years.
Matter. I'll
It's your
fix
legal
that.
team, Ted.
No need. I dropped all 18 lawsuits the moment you landed. I assume your data confirms this.
There we go.
Alright, this promises to be interesting.
Perhaps we could have lunch brought in. You know, get reacquainted.
I know you, Ted. You screwed something up, something big, or you wouldn't have eaten the crow necessary to get me here. So spit it out.
There's a glitch in the chariot line.
Your killer robots?
Peacekeepers, yes, those.
So shut them down.
Obviously, Liz, we would, if we could. They're not responding.
Are you telling me a swarm has gone rogue, Ted?
It's worse than that.
Show me the data then. And I'll take that lunch. Alone.
Ted Faro brought Elisabet Sobek here, but they hated each other.
Another file has been recovered.
This isn't a glitch. It's a catastrophe.
Fully aware. It's bad.
Bad?
Jesus, Liz.
It's not bad, Ted. It's apocalyptic. You built a line of killer robots
Peacekeepers.
that consume biomass as fuel,
In emergencies.
and you made them capable of self-replication.
Limited, self-manufacture, controlled.
Not anymore. The glitch severed chain of command. The only nation this swarm answers to now is itself.
You think I...
Everything else is just food. And at the rate it's replicating, Ted, it will strip the Earth bare in 15 months. We're not talking fall of civilization. We're talking extinction.
I get it, Liz. So how do I stop it while it's contained?
It's not contained. It can't be.
You know what I mean.
Right. Before the truth gets out, you mean?
Liz, I will do anything you say. Keep working it, and whatever you recommend, I'll do.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Ted.
The Faro robots threatened all life on Earth, but somehow she defeated them. The world of the old ones fell, but life went on, or we wouldn't be here.
A final file has been recovered.
Project Zero Dawn. Jesus, Liz. There has to be another way.
If there were a nicer way to fix your mess, I would have proposed it.
But this? This?
Oh, that's awesome. That'd be pretty
When
sweet.
I asked you to find a cure, I didn't expect it to be worse than the disease.
It's not, Ted. It may be grim, but it's our only chance. Now sign the proposal.
Sign it? I can't sign that.
Yes, you can.
That? Liz, I cannot in good conscience sign that.
You've got a choice, Ted.
I know.
I am speaking to you from a VTOL en route to U.S. Robot Command. In 15 minutes, I meet with General Harris and the rest of the Joint Chiefs.
What? Are you crazy?
Now your choice is what I tell them. Sign, and I'll tell them the wealthiest corporation on Earth has guaranteed the funds necessary to build Zero Dawn. Exactly as I've designed it. Or don't sign, and I will make sure they and everyone else on this planet knows the real cause of the glitch.
Jesus, Liz. You don't have to threaten me. I'll sign.
Look on the bright side, Ted. From here on out, you get to do what you've always been good at. Footing the bill while others get their hands dirty.
She's so cold. I love it.
God, forgive me.
Yeah, exactly. She does have to threaten you. You weren't gonna sign it, you douche.
Made her solution so terrible. What did she do to stop the robots?
Executive access detected. Express lift opened.
This doesn't add up. Sobek couldn't have been my mother. She lived ages ago. All this searching, and I'm still no closer.
That's your reaction to everything you've just learned? To whine like a spoiled child?
You should really try talking that way to me face to face.
As you wish.
Oh wait. Do we get a better view? No?
You really have no idea how monumental are the discoveries you just made, Aloy. I expected more of you.
So, you have a face. Got a name to go with it?
Of all the questions you could ask right now, that's
There we
the
go.
one you choose. I've spent decades searching the ruins of the old ones, trying to solve the mystery of what happened to them. For years, I've suspected that Faro robots destroyed their civilization, but I could never confirm it. And in minutes, you uncover more ancient knowledge than I have in a lifetime. And what you want to know is my name. Silence. That's my name. Now, why don't you try asking another question? Something less trivial.
If you're so smart, why do you know so little after a lifetime scratching around in the dirt? It's not my fault you're bad at what you do. I came to these ruins looking for Elisabet Sobek, not because of the things she did centuries ago, but because people are trying to kill me right now, today. I've got bigger problems to deal with than your crap.
Congratulations. You just graduated from whining to throwing a temper tantrum. I'm sure Elisabet would be proud.
I hate silence so much in this one.
Up on yourself and start thinking straight. Only then will you see just how big your problems really are.
What exactly are you talking about?
You've chased a personal riddle into a crowd of larger mysteries. The common thread is your connection to Elisabet Sobek.
But what is that connection? She couldn't have been my mother if she lived centuries ago.
We don't know the connection yet. The only way to find out is to keep going, to keep making discoveries. Thanks to you, we've only just now learned that Faro robots once threatened to end life on Earth.
But it didn't happen. The old one's civilization was destroyed, but life was saved.
Obviously. So, what did Elisabet do? How did she stop the robots before all was lost?
What was Project Zero Dawn?
Exactly the question. Now, are you ready to go get the answer?
Of course I am.
Then why are you still standing here?
Not so fast, Silence. You've got some explaining to do.
I've told you quite enough. If you've still got questions, be quick about it and stop wasting my time.
You got some explaining to do.
Who are you, Silence? And what are your intentions?
You really need to make this personal? I'm a lone wanderer who left his tribe behind a long time ago. An explorer of forbidden places, a searcher of lost knowledge. Exactly as I said.
Why do you know so much about the eclipse?
I happen to know a lot about a lot of things. If what you're really asking is whether I work for the Eclipse or anyone else, I don't. I am nothing if not independent. Now if that's enough talking, be on your way.
Oh no. I'm just getting started. You've been getting a free ride on my focus, risking nothing while I risk everything. All I have to do is take this thing off my head, and you'll be blind, deaf, and dumb. So quit complaining and answer my questions.
Very well. Proceed.
You've been using my focus to spy on me. How's that possible?
Every focus emits a signal, a voice, that only other focuses can hear. I know how to string those voices together, how to make them talk to each other, to communicate, even over vast distances.
How do you learn to do that?
Years of study and experimentation. In principle, it's not so different from how you override machines. I override focuses.
And you can spy through other Eclipse's focuses too.
Usually. All I'll say is that overriding the connections is complicated.
You said you've known for some time that Faro war machines destroyed the civilization of the old ones.
The evidence pointed that way. But until now, I never knew the full scope of their danger. That they could process organic matter into fuel, or that the Horus class could manufacture more robots. Like a cauldron on legs.
But the robots we've seen so far, the Corruptors and Deathbringers, they don't do those things.
Not yet, anyway. So far, we haven't encountered any that are undamaged. At full power, who knows what they're capable of?
So far as I can tell, the Eclipse are just following orders. It's Hades who wants me dead. Who is he?
I don't know. The Eclipse describe him as a buried shadow, some kind of devil.
That thing that spoke to me outside, that made that focus explode. That was Hades? It didn't seem like a person or a machine. More like a phantom. With a terrible voice.
All that's certain is that he wants you dead.
Because of my connection to Elisabet. Has to be.
Hades is using the Eclipse to resurrect Faro robots.
But if Elisabet found a way to stop them centuries ago, if she made special weapons, maybe Hades is worried I'll do the same thing.
In some of the ancient data I've recovered, there are hints of so-called super weapons being developed. Maybe to stop the robots, the civilization of the old ones had to destroy itself.
Is there any chance that Elisabet Sobek could still be alive somehow?
It's highly unlikely, but not impossible. Some of the ancient data I've recovered includes mentions of life extension techniques. Pharmaceuticals mostly, an ancient word for medicine. But some were still trying to perfect ways of freezing and unfreezing people.
Freezing and unfreezing people?
Cryogenics, they called it. But there were problems with it. Given Elisabet's technological acumen, I can't definitively rule out that she found a way to make herself immortal. But this is speculation. Wasting time.
Elisabet told Ted Faro she was headed for a place called U.S. Robot Command to tell people about Zero Dawn.
The place still exists, as a ruin. The Asuram call it the Grave Horde.
Grave Horde? Cheery name.
You'll find it in the Eastern Mountains, buried under the tangled coils of a metal devil, or a BOR-7 Horus, rather, as we're learning to call them. I'll contact you when you get there.
I can't wait. Someday we'll meet in person, and your manners had better be improved.
Well, there we go. Oh,
Well,
man.
Getting down will be a lot faster than getting up here, at least. U.S. Robot Command next. To learn the secrets of Zero Dawn.
Woo! So
And there's the rain.
all the pieces are slowly coming together. The terrifying truths are coming out. Whee! I love rappelling. It's the best. All right. So there we go. That is what we have learned. Learned that Ted Faro is a total dinkus. He's the worst. And that Project Zero Dawn was not a good thing. At least according to Ted Faro. So that is what we know so far. So let's just take a little peek around here. Alright, so here's how it's gonna go down. Friday I'm gonna be back, hopefully a little more well rested, feeling a bit better. We're gonna make our way wee-ba-doo-ba-doo back this way. We're gonna hit this cauldron here. And before we head back to the Nora Sacred Land, we got to go back to Meridian first so we can turn in the Robbing the Rich quest, pick up this quest, and go to the Hunter's Lodge and start on those quests. We've got a little bit to do first before we head on out. Oh, and on the way back, we can finally take out this bandit camp. Finally! Which will be awesome. So that's where we're at the moment. We're getting closer. It is happening. It's just taking a while. Now let's think about what we're gonna do here. Upper concentration. I did, don't worry. She got her anal beads. I mean her beads. She got them. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, so yeah, we'll head up here. We'll take out a bandit camp along the way. We won't go to Free Heap. I usually don't go to Free Heap until we head up this way. So Free Heap will be last, where we meet Petra. Ooh, but we'll also get to do this bandit camp maybe and take out and override this tall neck, which would be awesome. Maybe we'll do that as well. We shall see. We'll see how we're gonna get back over there. We'll see. We do have to come back anyways, and it's a whole thing. So we've got some decisions to make. Anyways. Whew. That was a nice easy one. An easy stream. For a night where just my heart's not in it tonight. My heart's always for Horizon, obviously. But your girl is tired. Oh. So tired. Whew. And I gotta be well rested because I am going to see Dune Part 2 tomorrow. So I am really gonna need my rest. So I don't fall asleep in the movie theater. And not because the movie will be boring. I don't think it'll be boring. I'm just really bad at staying awake through movies. Poor Ron. Having to deal with me and my sleepiness all the time. All he ever wants to do is watch a movie. Haha. No way, man. We got a snowblower. We're Canadian. We ain't got time for that shoveling business. Snowblower. All right. So there we are. So on Friday, I'm sure we can just knock all this out, get back to Meridian, pick up those quests. Like, who's to say? We might actually make it all the way out here. You just never know what's going to happen. Only time will tell. But that does it for me for tonight. A nice, easy little stream. Nothing crazy, no risk of death, which was very, very nice. Although, could you imagine if we had just like fallen to our death while we were climbing? Oh, I would have been so mad. Oh, I would have been so mad. There are only 3 more areas where we could seriously die. And they're very close to the end of the game. So it's got me a little concernicus, a little nervous, but we'll hopefully not die. Hopefully. And gravity always wins. Gravity always wins, Gerp. Isn't that right? All right. Well, I am going to be out of here. So yes, Friday we'll be back streaming again. Saturday, I think I've got some time, so we got to start getting through this. So it's going to start happening, really getting on it for this. So anyways, Gerp, you have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and we will see you next time.